Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Rewind That. It's your girl Miss K. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe if you like the vibe and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. Alright guys, today we are going to be going over the latest episode of Power Book 2 Ghosts, Season 2, Episode 8 called Drug Related. Alright, let's get into this episode guys. It starts off with Tariq in court and Sullivan is giving her opening arguments, and she lets the court know that they have evidence that Tariq killed Jabari and Ramirez. Then Davis gets up and he shares his statements, and he tells the court that Tariq is an honor student, yada yada yada, and he got custody of his sister and all that good stuff, right? And there's also a black woman on the jury that looks like she was more receptive to what Davis was saying opposed to Jenny, okay? So this lady right here might help sway the other jurors to get Tariq off, guys, but we'll see. Anyway, so now it's Jenny's turn again, and this time she tells the jury that they will hear Tariq's motive to kill Jabari on tape. So of course, Davis objects to this, and they approach the bench, and Davis tells the judge that his client has the right to face his accuser and he has the right to cross-examine the witness. So now Jenny has to turn over the tapes to the defense so they can prepare, of course. Next, Warren was also at court, but he wasn't there to support Tariq, okay? He was there to tell Tariq that Yaz is going to be adopted by a very nice family. Warren tells Tariq that this is another thing that his father wanted, that in the event that no family member was available, Yasmin should be adopted and her last name would be changed as well, okay, to protect her. And I was like, Ghost, if this don't sound like you alive somewhere and found a way to get your daughter, I mean, come on. Anyway, so Tariq is pissed and he cannot believe that his father had all this set up before he died, and I don't know what that face was about, but I hope he was thinking, man, I really wasn't smarter than my father. And plus, Warren let him know that Ghost also made it so that he would not be able to find his sister, okay? That the adoption records are going to be sealed. So that cuts deep, honestly. But anyway, next, Davis tells Tariq that he needs to pay up tomorrow or else he's going to hand him over to a public defender. Okay, so now Tariq really got to get on his grind to get that money. Okay, next, Monet goes to Diana's room to ask, where's Drew and Lorenzo? But Diana says that she doesn't know. So Monet's phone starts ringing and it's Dante. But she tells Diana that it's Zeke's agent and she needs to take the call. So she goes into her room and she tells Dante to stop calling her. And Diana is outside of her door listening. And it's bad enough that Monet just kept saying Dante's name. And, it's easy for Diana to put two and two together because Zeke already told her that a dude named Dante came around claiming to be his dad. Okay, so we also see that Mecca has this beautiful ring for Monet, but Nene seems to really be done with him. And she tells him that she meant what she said and she's not playing, okay? And she bangs it on him, right? So now this eavesdropping causes Diana to go into her parents' room and search through her mother's things. And she finally finds a baby picture of Zeke in a Bible. Then she calls the hospital asking for the birth certificate for Ezekiel Cross for 2002. And the person on the phone tells her that there's no Ezekiel Cross born in that year, right? And that whole thing, honestly, it didn't make no sense to me. Like how easy this little girl was able to get that birth certificate when she's not the mother or anything. I mean, I don't know exactly how all that works, but even if someone could call, someone other than the mother could call up and get somebody's birth certificate, which is horrible. They need to really tighten up on that identity theft. You know what I'm saying? The fact that the person offered up and was like, not in that year is very stupid. Anyway, we're going to leave that alone. So, next, we see that Tariq, Braden, and Effie have been trying to find a way to make money, but nothing has been working out, okay? So, Tariq calls Monet and tells her that he has an idea. And then him, Braden, and Effie meet up with Monet and Kane, and Tariq tells them that they're going to rob the Connect and make it look like GTG did it. So, Kane tells everybody that they also need money and he has an idea of how they can take it up a notch. But he's going to need Drew. So when Kane and Monet go ask Drew to help, be a part of the whole plan, first he was like, no, but when Kane tells him that it's going to end up with Guap dead, Drew is like, he'll do it on the condition that he is the one that pulls the trigger on Guap. Then they tell Monet that she has to keep Poppy distracted, and Tariq will distract Diana. Next, Davis lets Tariq hear the tape of him and Lauren talking on the wire. So, of course, Tariq is pissed and he leaves the office feeling betrayed. But Sax runs behind him and tells him that it's not what he thinks and that Carrie manipulated Lauren to wear a wire after drugs was found in her room. Sax was really talking a little too much in this episode, guys, okay? But in this case, I was glad about it. Next, as I was saying, Sax ran his mouth too much in this episode, and we see here that during his little rendezvous with Jenny, he lets her know that he knows that the witness is Tariq's ex-girlfriend. And so when Jenny asks if Tariq heard the tape, Sax says, I didn't play it for him. And I was like, oh my gosh, Sax, what the heck are you doing? Why couldn't you just lie? Like, just this once, at least just this time, right? Because telling Jenny this kind of information can just get Davis disbarred and just cause even him disbarred. It's just ridiculous. But, you know, all of this has to make you wonder if Sax can be trusted, which I don't think he can right now, especially while he's screwing the ops. Anyway, next. So now Jenny is panicking and she wants to know if Lauren is in danger. So she calls Professor Milgram and tells her what's going on. So Carrie goes to Lauren's room to see if she's okay because she didn't go to class, right? But when she gets to Lauren's room, Tariq was already in there and he convinces Carrie that she needs to take the stand in Lauren's place since she was the one who put Lauren in this position. He tells Carrie to lie if she has to. So Carrie was like, if I take the stand and the jury believes me, I'll prove that you had motive to kill Jabari. But here comes the kick in the groin, guys. Are y'all ready? When Carrie says to Tariq, you really want to risk conviction to save Lauren? And then she actually put the emphasis on Lauren, like Lauren is nobody, You really want to risk conviction to save Lauren after what she did? And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, this woman is really something else, guys. Just unbelievable, right? But I'm glad that Tariq stood his ground and he understood that Lauren was set up, okay? So, bottom line, Tariq tells Carrie that he never thought she would risk a student's life for her own personal goals. He then tells her to lie for the right reason this time because they both know that Lauren is innocent, okay? Next, now it's Monet's turn to go through Diana's things, okay? Because when Monet asked Diana where she was going, she said, I'm going to Zeke's game with a little attitude and everything because, now she done found some information on her mom, so she thinks she could continue to just be sassy and all that, right? So she's like, I'm going to Zeke's game, knowing daggone well she lying. And Monet knows she's lying too, okay? So for this reason, Monet goes into her room and starts looking through her things, in the same song that was playing while Diana was going through Monet's things is also playing, like, hold up, I'm hiding in the bushes. That song is funny. Anyway, so Monet finds condoms in Diana's drawer. Next, Carrie shows up at court and she has decided to take the stand. Things seem to go well for the prosecution until Davis cross-examined Carrie and demolished her character, guys. He asked about all the people Carrie, Hot Pocket, Hot Box slept with that were involved in the case. So by the time Davis was done eviscerating Carrie, her credibility was shot and her job/career was hanging in the balance. Next, Mecca is frustrated and he is taking it out on poor Chef, okay? Because Nene is not trying to give him no play. So he is pissed, all right? Then the lights go out and he tells Chef to check it out. So now this is where we see Tariq's plan going into action. So Mecca, Kane, and Chef leave the penthouse and Kane leaves the door unlocked. So while the rest of the crew play their part, Lil Guap and Drew are headed up to the penthouse via the staircase. And while Lil Guap was trying to make peace with Drew, give him a grip, give him money, give him a grill and give him money, right? And let him know that he has his back. Drew wasn't trying to hear none of that though, right? And he pulls a gun on Lil Guap. But he takes too long to pull the trigger. And Guap does what he has to do to fight for his life. So him and Drew fight and tussle for a while, but Drew eventually strangles Little Guap to death. So, guys, my issue with this scene is the fact that Guap's hand seems to have fully recovered after Mecca broke every finger, okay? And I don't know exactly how much time has passed since then, but it hasn't been that long, okay? I don't know, guys. I'm gonna leave that alone, but I'm not sold. How about that? I'm gonna just say that. But I also thought it was kind of pointless to kill Little Guap. Even though I feel like it should have happened a long time ago. Guap just really wasn't a threat at this point. Like he was freaking scared of the Tejadas, like making sure that everything was good. So I just didn't think Guap should have been killed, but at the same time, he really wasn't doing anything for the show, but he didn't have to die, but whatever. I guess he served his purpose for this time, right? But Drew holding a grudge like that just shows us that he stays butt hurt and doesn't get over stuff easily. Anyway, next, Tariq brings the beautiful diamond ring to Davis as payment. And remember, guys, Kane was the one who saw Mecca with that ring, okay, when he poked his head in the door and saw Mecca on the phone. So when Mecca finds out that that ring is gone, he should definitely suspect Kane. Next, we get to the Tejada's residence, and they are having dinner, which Diana cooked, and Kane said didn't smell good, right? So Diana wants to know where everyone went, and Monet tells her that her and Poppy went to Coney Island, because, nobody answered Diana when she said that, right? When she asked, where did everybody go? So anyway, Diana already has an attitude because when Monet asked her where she went, she was like, to Zeke's game, like I said. But Zeke was over there like, I ain't see y'all at the game. So let's just get into it, guys, because Diana obviously had a plan to come to the dinner table to blow up spots, right? But what she didn't expect was for everybody to be asking her questions like, you wasn't at the game, and how do you know so much about Tariq's court case? So everybody want to know what's going on with you, because obviously she's getting caught out there in her own little lies. So to deflect, she starts blowing up everybody's spots. She turns to Kane and she's like, did you know that Kane switched Coke with powdered sugar and all this stuff? And Monet over there talking about how could you do that, Kane? She's over there acting like she didn't know, because obviously she did know, because Tariq freaking told her, right? So now that it's back on Kane, the father, Lorenzo, is like, you went against the family, you did all this, you did all that. And Kane was like, yeah, Ma shut me out, this and that, and I did what I had to do to get back in. And so Lorenzo basically told him, like, you always running your mouth and everything, but you better not raise up on me and all that, right? So Kane decides to deflect and throw Drew under the bus and say, he ain't clip old boy yet. So then Lorenzo was like, oh, so Everett is still with us. And I almost forgot that Zeke was still at the table, because he was over there talking about y'all was gonna kill Everett, like my teammate, like, and he's like, what the heck is going on? I don't even want to be here for this, right? So as he's trying to leave, Monet is like, no, stay or whatever. And then Diana's like, yeah, Zeke, you can't leave. You are her whole plans to get out the life. So Diana goes on to say that Ma has been staging her exit for weeks from the game and from you, Poppy. And so Poppy's over there talking about what is she talking about, Mo? And I'm like, are you serious, Lorenzo? Like, you really gonna sit here and act like you don't know what Diana's talking about? You just freaking said something to Monet while y'all was at Coney Island. You asked her about a plan, and you said even Diana seems to think you have a plan. And on top of that, he already knows about the plan because Drew told him. Drew told him that Monet had an exit plan, and it all had to do with Zeke getting drafted, all right? And the only reason why Lorenzo wasn't a part of that plan is because nobody knew he was getting out, okay? And even Monet tried to get him down with that plan as well. So for Lorenzo to be sitting there acting like, oh, what plan? What the F is she talking about, Mo, and all of this stuff, it's ridiculous, okay? It's ridiculous. So anyway, let's move on, guys. So Monet was like, girl, you got a lot of nerve accusing me and stuff when you've been sitting up here lying the whole time, acting like you went to Zeke's game when you really went to Tariq's trial. And I also know that you've been screwing him, and that's why you ran up there like a little groupie. So Kane was like, I knew you was gonna let him hit. And then Lorenzo was like, Tariq, I raised you better than that, Diana. And I'm over here like, did you really raise her though? Like, what is she, 18 and you've been gone for 10 years? You didn't really raise her like that, Papa. Like, she was like 8 years old when you was gone. So I don't know. Anywho, let's get back to this now. So of course Diana has to deflect, and this is when she gets ready to drop the bomb that she ain't the only one screwing somebody that she not supposed to be screwing. And she brings up the fact that Monet is screwing Dante, which is Zeke's father, okay? And so Mo is like, you're lying, you're lying. And I was like, really, Monet? Like, you really just gonna sit here and just continue to lie, right? Like, that was annoying. So I guess in Monet's head was like, I'm gonna lie until the freaking wheels fall off because she just didn't want the truth to come out with this situation. I mean, I don't know if she ever wanted it to come out, but I know for daggone sure that she didn't want it to come out before Zeke got drafted, okay? But anyway, she's like, you're lying. But then when this chick Diana goes ahead and slams down the birth certificate, which also another thing that baffled me, how she got that birth certificate in a day, honey. I'm gonna leave that alone now. Anywho, maybe y'all know something that I don't know about how fast it is for you to get the birth certificate when you're not the mother. Okay, anyway. So she slams the birth certificate down and Mo is ready to go crazy. So now Mo is definitely caught in a lie. She cannot deny it anymore. But Zeke is lost, honey, because Zeke was looking at the birth certificate like, this ain't my birthday. Like, so that's when Diana explained everything and what the hospital told her and all of this stuff. And Kane is like, all he could think about is, wait, so Zeke is your oldest son, not me? His jealousy always got to come in, guys. We could always depend on that, right? And we could also always count on the fact that Zeke is going to be slow, okay, honey? Because he let the whole fact of Monet not being his aunt, but his mother go right over his head, okay? And the first thing he said was, but that means I broke NCAA regulations. And the league is going to think I lied. But I didn't lie. You did. You lied. Right? So Zeke was like, he's out of here. And Monet tried to grab him, like, wait, Zeke, don't leave. And then she turns around like, I'm gonna freaking kill you, little girl, or whatever, right? And then this little girl gonna talk about, Ma, you've been lying to us our whole lives. I hope you had a good reason for it. Like, for me, guys, I know that a lot of y'all are Team Diana. You guys are all with everything that she did here, but I'm not. I'm totally against it. I come from a family where you do not disrespect your parents, no matter what they did or how wrong they are. You speak when you're spoken to. You know, there's just certain things that you don't do. You don't go through your parents' things. You don't blast your parents or like embarrass them or tell their secrets or what. I mean, like, stay out of grown folks' business because I would love to know if she would handle the situation the same if she found out Boppy was screwing somebody he wasn't supposed to be screwing, you know? I know this is just a show, but I'm telling you guys why I'm not for this, all right? So, y'all can say what y'all want and everything, but this is my opinion. I'm not with it. And I also felt like Diana was mad reckless with this whole situation because even though she must have felt like she was bossing up or doing whatever the heck she was doing, she didn't consider her father's feelings because Lorenzo looked hurt. And of course he's going to be hurt because it's a whole lot. You know, this is a situation that it should not be coming from her. It shouldn't be coming from Diana. She shouldn't have did this. It's not the time. The man just came home from jail. And either way, she shouldn't have been the one to do it. Okay, I understand that Diana tried to talk to her mother before that, but they didn't have time. They was getting ready to go to Coney Island. That don't give her a right to say, you know what, I'm gonna freaking put my mother on blast at dinner time. Like, no. That's a secret that she should have just had in the bag and that's it. And if she was really freaking smart, she could have manipulated the crap out of her mother with that secret. Even though I don't agree with that either. You know what I'm saying? But I will say that this scene was well played out as far as the actors go. They all did a very good job. But I just don't appreciate what Diana did. Sassing your mother or your father is a no-no for me. So, sorry guys, that's my take on it. Her little outburst is going to cause more harm than good. Watch. Anyway, let's move on. So, actually, before we move on, Lorenzo asked Monet if Zeke is her son, and she said yes. And then he asked who's the father, and Mo just freaking looked at him, okay? And then he said, I think you need to leave. So Mo had to leave. So, anyway, next, Mecca finishes his headhunting. And he tells Chef and Kane that now they have to deal with the inside man. So Chef was like, inside man? Like, what are you talking about, right? Then Mecca takes out his knife and he walks up to Kane. But he winds up slicing Chef's throat. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? But to be honest, guys, I had a feeling it was going to happen already because I was like, he is not about to kill Kane, you know? And he told Kane to stay around and help him clean up this mess and everything. So while Kane was going to do what he had to do, Mecca turned around and looked back at him. And he just had this expression on his face that made me feel like he knew Kane was the inside man, you know? And this is not the first time this has happened. I feel like that situation with Nuff and Tariq following Kane, I believe Mecca knew that that was all Kane's doing as well, you know? But who did he kill? He killed Nuff. So I just feel like every time Kane does something, this is the second time, Mecca freaking kills somebody else. Like, he's taking it out on the next person, the person that's standing next to Kane. I'm like, are you freaking serious? This has got to stop, Mecca, okay? You guys stop killing people because you can't touch Kane, or you're deciding that you don't want to touch Kane, all right? Stop. Next, Carrie is sitting down and she's thinking, she's drinking wine and stuff, and then she gets this text from Dean Wong saying, can you come in earlier tomorrow or whatever? So you already know what's about to happen to her, right? And so she's sitting pretty in her little pajamas and everything. All right, so now she gets a knock at the door. So it's Monet, and she tells Carrie that she lost her family tonight because she lied and this and that and the third, okay? And she wanted to know if Zeke was there, and Carrie told her, no, he's not there. So Monet was like, you know what? If he always has you to come to, he'll never come back to me. And I was like, oh my gosh, what the heck is she going to do? So, you know, they didn't show us anything. It just cut to the next scene. So we get to the next scene where Effie and Tariq are sitting and talking, and Tariq got a lot on his mind, and he tells Effie that Lauren caught him on the wire. And I was just like, why the heck did he tell her this? You know, I feel like Tariq is a little stupid when it comes to letting Effie know too much. You know, I think eventually he's gonna pay for that. And I'm hoping that she don't try to do nothing to Lauren, you know what I mean? But he did let it be known that she didn't snitch on purpose, or she wasn't trying to be a snitch. She got caught out there or whatever. But Effie was just like, you know, I knew that girl was no good for you. She's a bad influence, this and that. Okay. So Effie was just basically letting Tariq know that he had the wrong girl when he was dealing with Lauren, and she's like, "Here I am," you know. So they start kissing, and he's like, "I thought you wasn't trying to, you know, catch feelings or whatever." So Effie was like, "Yeah, I think that might be too late," you know. Next, we get to the last scene where Zeke gets to Carrie's apartment and the door is open, and he walks in and he finds her hanging from the freaking ceiling. All right. And I was like, oh my freaking gosh. And guess what, guys? I was actually mad at Monet, but then I was like, wait a minute. What the heck? Like, I know Monet did not like strangle her or nothing like that, and then and had the strength enough to string her up like that, you know. But listen, she could have held the gun to her and told her to hang herself, you know. So I don't know. I need to be clear on the cause of death, all right? I mean, obviously she's hanging there, you know, but did she kill herself, or was she forced to kill herself? You know what I mean? And why was the door open? You know, if Monet left, Carrie could have easily just closed the door behind her. But if Carrie decided to kill herself, she probably knew that Zeke was coming. And I don't know if she called him or responded back to him. It was like, come see me or whatever. I don't know, just for this kid to find her hanging like that and she left the door unlocked. I don't know, because maybe she wanted someone to find her. She didn't want her body to be all, you know, decomposing for days and everything, right? I mean, I don't want to put this out here, guys, and say that she had a reason to take her life. I don't want to say that. But what I will say is that she told Monet that she could relate to what she was going through because she lost everything today: her job, her career, and her integrity, right, guys? So, you know, that could have sent her over the edge, all right? Now, like I said, I don't know, and hopefully they clarify that for next week. And I know some of y'all are probably thinking, like, why was you mad at Monet? I thought you hated Professor Carrie. Now, let's just be clear, guys. I didn't hate Professor Carrie until this season, when she started to manipulate Lauren and all that stuff and put Lauren in danger. So that's when she started to get on my nerves, and I was like, okay, yeah, she definitely earned her death. But then I started to warm up to the idea that maybe she would just get fired and she can go on to influence with Tate, you know, and then she can kind of redeem herself. So that's kind of what I was really thinking was going to happen. But guys, when I saw her hanging, I was like, oh shoot, they really did kill her off. So that's why I'm saying all of that. All right. But anyway, RIP to Professor Hotbox, okay, aka Hot Pocket, aka See Me Pants, and I will be doing a special video dedicated just to her, okay? So stay tuned for that later on this week. But that is the video for today, guys. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. Until next time, you guys take care and be blessed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.